small nook on the rocky coast, under a high bank, above which stood a solitary hut backed by dense forest. The government agent and mate in the second boat lay about 400 yards to the westward. Suddenly we heard the sound of firing, followed by yells from the natives on shore, and then we saw the recruiter boat push out with a seemingly diminished crew. The mate's boat pulled quickly up, took her in tow, and presently brought her alongside, all her own crew being more or less hurt. It seems the natives had called them into the place on pretense of friendship. A crowd gathered about the stern of the boat, and several fellows even got into her. All of a sudden our men were attacked with clubs and tomahawks. The recruiter escaped the first blows aimed at him, making play with his fists until he had an opportunity to draw his revolver. Tom Sayers, a Mayor man, received a tomahawk blow on the head which laid the scalp open but did not penetrate his skull, fortunately. Bobby Towns, another Mayor boatman, had both his thumbs cut in warding off blows, one of them being so nearly severed from the hand that the doctors had to finish the operation. Lihu, a Lifu boy, the recruiter's special attendant, was cut and pricked in various places, but nowhere seriously. Jack, an unlucky Tanna recruit, who had been engaged to act as boatman, received an arrow through his forearm, the head of which, a piece of bone 7 or 8 inches long, was still in the limb, protruding from both sides when the boats returned. The recruiter himself would have got off scot-free had not an arrow pinned one of his fingers to the loom of the steering oar just as they were getting off. The fight had been short but sharp. The enemy lost 2 men, both shot dead. The truth is, Captain Wawn furnishes such a crowd of instances of fatal encounters between natives and French and English recruiting crews, for the French are in the business for the plantations of New Caledonia, that one is almost persuaded that recruiting is not thoroughly popular among the islanders. Else why this bristling string of attacks and blood-curdling slaughter? The captain lays it all to Exeter Hall influence. But for the meddling philanthropists, the native fathers and mothers would be fond of seeing their children carted into exile and now and then the grave, instead of weeping about it and trying to kill the kind recruiters. End of chapter 5.